Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Tuesday, January 12th. Very frosty morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Watch out for the possibility of some black ice on the roads out there this morning. Temperatures are well below freezing in some of the suburban locations along the I-95 corridor region. I saw the upper teens well west of D.C., places like Manassas, the lower 20s, 20 miles or so north of Philadelphia this morning. Again, with a lot of frost on the ground. Watch out for potential slick spots. Rather quiet and chilly the next couple of days. The big weather maker of the week here in the eastern U.S. will be a strong cold frontal system that arrives on Friday. It'll be kind of a slow moving frontal system with lots of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere, and it could lead to a period of rain, perhaps rain changing to snow late Friday night going into early Saturday somewhere in the eastern states, and ultimately that storm could produce some significant snow in higher elevation inland locations of the northeast U.S. Friday night, Saturday morning, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes here. Let's take a look first ahead at the changes coming with with the passage of that frontal system at the end of the week. It really sets off a pattern change to one that is colder for the northern part of the nation. What we're looking at here are forecast maps from last night's ensemble run of the GFS. 850 millibar temperature anomalies averaged out in 5-day periods, and it's a pretty good way to see what kind of changes are coming here. This is the current 5-day period, and above normal conditions throughout the northern U.S., southern part of Canada. By the way, above normal conditions in Canada this time of the year. Still some cold air, but relative to normal, it's certainly on the plus side here. Warmer than normal, but colder than normal down across the deep south, where they have some snow cover. Places like Texas over the weekend, significant snowfall from Texas across Louisiana to Mississippi, and that's pretty much where it's colder than normal right now. Watch what happens, though, as we move forward. We've been really emphasizing the pattern change for the middle and latter part of January, the second half of the month of January. Let's move forward here. Here we go now. This is days 3 to 7, the 14th to the 19th. And it tends to become colder and colder up across the northern states here. This is now days 9 to 13. We're talking about January 20th to the 25th. We can go out a little farther in time with this particular model, and if anything, it just intensifies the colder than the normal conditions across the northern U.S. and really much of the U.S. by the time we get out to January 23rd to January 28th. This is the way the pattern looks. Quite a change in what we're seeing right now. Well, let's take a look at the operational run of the GFS from 6E last night. An active weather pattern in the sense that there are multiple waves of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere to deal with over the next week to 10 days or so. We have relatively quiet time here for the Mid-Atlantic, for the northeast U.S. over the next few days, but then we'll take a look at the large area of upper level energy associated with that frontal passage at the end of the week. And here we are beginning today. There's some energy down across the south central U.S. Pretty much stays down there. Let's just kind of move quickly forward here over the next few days. And here comes, this is the forecast map for Thursday afternoon. Here comes the upper level energy associated with that strong frontal system that again arrives in the eastern U.S. late in the day on Friday. You can see a large area, kind of a slowly moving bowling ball here, and what this will allow for is the front to become aligned along the eastern seaboard, and areas of energy will kind of rotate around the upper part of the atmosphere, giving us a period of precipitation along the east coast in the mid-Atlantic northeast U.S. late Friday night going into early Saturday. And as the colder air filters in, there could be some rain changing to snow, and again, maybe some decent accumulating snow in interior, higher elevation locations of the northeast U.S. All of this ushers in colder air for the weekend. Not excessively cold, but it does set off kind of a pattern change to more persistent cold for the mid and latter part of the month of January. Then here's the forecast map all the way out to Sunday. And it definitely is some interest here a couple days after that frontal pass. We'll have to watch what happens here during the early part of next week, because once again, this is a forecast map for next Monday. We have kind of a northern branch system and a southern branch system in terms of upper level energy, and if they can phase together, maybe there'll be a system to worry about in about a week or so during the first half of next week, the early or middle part of next week. Still other waves of energy to follow. So we still have kind of an active weather pattern. And again, the big weather maker of the week will be this cold front late Friday night. Could have some rain changing to snow. Well, now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps from the operational run of the GFS here. Some rain across the Carolinas, but again, basically a dry, chilly pattern for the Mid-Atlantic region, Northeast U.S. Dry here, really over much of the eastern two-thirds of the nation for the next couple of days. And then here comes that frontal system. This is a forecast map for Thursday afternoon. Low pressure, central Canada, a cold front trails that low pressure system all the way into the central U.S. and quite a flow of air out of the northwest with some cold air behind that frontal system. Tends to slow down a little bit. Again, here we are now, Friday night time frame. Frontal system near the eastern seaboard at this time. Lots of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere. Some rain showers can break out. D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Certainly the threat exists for a changeover to snow in interior sections, especially late Friday night going into early Saturday morning. Again, there could be some decent snowfall, higher elevation interior sections of the northeast U.S., let's say upstate New York late Friday night, early Saturday morning. And here we go. This is the Saturday afternoon forecast. Decent snowfall in here. Again, those higher elevation areas of New England and upstate New York. Some snow shower activity across the Ohio Valley. That could sneak into the Mid-Atlantic region as well on Saturday. A cold air mass. And then we'll have to watch as we get to the early part of next week. This is the forecast map for next Monday. GFS kind of playing down the potential right now, but we'll have to watch as there will be a couple of waves of energy that could phase together during the early, and then another threat maybe the middle part of next week. But again, the big weather story over the next several days will be this cold front at the end of the week, late Friday night into early Saturday. It ushers in kind of a pattern change to more consistent cold for the second half of January across the northern U.S., and there could be some rain changing to snow Friday night, early Saturday in the northeast U.S. associated with that cold frontal system. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.